Hello, this is Alekius, and this is not a regular episode, but a request. Based on the last episode, seeing how things are developing. It's been a while since we've looked at the reinforcement schedule, so I was going to take a longer look at the overall view, everything in the intelligence screen. So our overall campaign sorties about double the Japanese. Air-to-air losses, same. Destroyed on field, same. Destroyed by flak, even. Operational losses higher for our own. That's not a surprise considering how many extra shorties we've done. Score-wise, we're about even, neck and neck. Got lots of political points we could spend, so that's not going to be too much of an issue. Unless we get multiple divisions we have to free up. Allied bases controlled, 280, Japanese, 71, for total points of 5,500 and 8,000 respectively. Allied aircraft points lost, 99, Japanese, 120. They've lost 100, they've lost more. We've lost more army by a lot. Points for sunk Allied ships, 2,400, Japanese, 5,000. 100 ships sunk on the Allied side, 370 on the Japanese side. Aircraft losses. Total. Curious about this myself. Mitsubishi B1M2s, we have seen a lot of those. Felixstows, 5s, Mitsubishi 1M F3As, not as familiar with those. Cuckoos, yes. Our scout aircraft, float planes. Aichi AB2 Type 2s, not familiar with those ones, and then we're below 10, so I'm not too concerned. The aircraft arrivals. Looks like we're actually going to get a couple. Some DH9s, British DH9s, with proper livery. PW9s. Good maneuver, good durability, decent altitude, same usual radius of 1. As so many things do here. Better bomb load. I mean, we're familiar with the DH9s. Then in a month we get VF4, 15 6C Hawks. Maneuvers good, durability's good, max altitude's good. Bomb load's nothing great, but it's a fighter, so I'm not too concerned. Then we get some more DH4s. The DH9s or the DH4s? I think it's the DH. No, because that's 100-pound bombs. What's the other one? Yeah, then we have DH4s in almost 2 months. Another squadron of fighters. And then some bombers. After that, it goes quite a ways. Aircraft replacement. Put this the other way. So we're still building just about everything that's available to us. We are up to I have to check the date. July of 27. we're getting Vought FU1s. I'm not familiar with that one. And it is very limited production anyways. We have a few in the pool. Oh, the Gloucester Gamecocks as well. D4Ms, those ones are not too uncommon. So I'm looking at the used so far and how many are in the pool. PW9s, we're using plenty of those. Vought O2Us. Martin SC2s, SC1s. Douglas DT2s, those are the torpedo bombers if I remember correctly. Got plenty of those. Not sure what the negative numbers are signifying. Some that have been returned to the pool because I've switched them over or upgraded them, I assume, and we haven't lost that many. Looks like Curtis Hawks are going to be the go-tos for workhorses we can afford losses on. DH4s, which that's not a big surprise. DT2s, which that's great. Martin T3Ms. I'm interested in this Martin T4M and this Vought FU1. Vought FU1 and the T4M. Vought FU1 fighter. Good maneuver, good durability, much higher altitude. Speed, cruise, acceptable. Radius looks like 2. And then we have the Martin T4M, the torpedo bomber. 18-inch Mark 7 or 240 kilogram general purpose bomb. Max altitude is terrible. Speed is not good. Endurance is 2 or 3, possibly. Actually a decent plane. Except for the altitude aspect. Top pilots, what do we got? Okay, we have one ace, Lee W in PF1. I believe that's on the Langley. VF1M. Or are they not on the Langley? No, they are not. VF1, Pearl Harbor. Now I'm curious where this fighter was. Hasn't always been here, has it? Or did the pilot rotate? I don't think you had the ability to rotate pilots like you do in War in the Pacific. And I'm curious, did we move them off of one of the carriers? Now I'm at a loss. They weren't on the Furious. The Japanese have lost the Hosho. Really limits how many carriers they have. Pilot replacements. I'm going to look at the overall pool. And we're not hurting for pilot replacements right now. Which coincides with not having lost too many. We lost the Furious, we remember that. They lost the Hosho. Battleship wise, it's a bit more even. We lost such things as the North Carolina, which is one of our 16-inch. Washington, also a 16-inch, shorter barrel. Missouri, which is older. Saratoga, which is 16-inch, one Lexington class. Benbow, 13.5. Emperor of India, also 45 caliber, was common for the British. 12-inch. Yeah, and I don't care too much about the much older ones. Ticonderoga, 14-inch. That is a long. Oh, actually, this might have been one of the alternate plans for the Lexington, if I remember my ship development. There's not actually 5 stacks. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stacks. This one and this one are port and starboard because of how they arranged the boilers. That might be true of no, the Lexington, they got them into the double, so that was the later plan for it. Managed to sink Nagato and Mutsu. We managed to get Amagi and Tako, but that was a good one. Fuso, that's good. Kongo and Hiei, so we've gotten half the Kongo class. And the Iwami, I'm not too concerned about. These are all real old. And cruiser-wise, we've lost a few. 3 heavy cruisers. And the Japanese have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heavy cruisers. All newer. Ours are older. Actually, what has taken out these ships? Torpedo. And these are the killing blow, so it's not what primarily did the damage, otherwise that would never happen. 6-inch gun taking out a battleship. 35 centimeter, 30, some 20-inch mark shipboard torpedoes. 4 torpedoes. Then 18-inch, 16-inch, Mark III, and 14-inch. Just curious about that one, since we saw it. And we're going to see more variety as we get down here, because anything can take these out. We separated out. Yeah, we've gotten more of their destroyers than they have ours, and then if I get into the rest of it, there's quite a lot. Managed to take out a couple with bombs. Mostly depth charges, though. This list is very, very long. Taking out a lot of their tankers. Taking out a lot of their transports. Ship availability, what are we getting? Look at the next 2 months. Okay, more than I thought. We get a new patrol gunboat. Yeah, just a gunboat. No depth charges. 2 new submarines. A couple transports. Troop transport. a new tanker. Yeah, more transports. Texas, a little bit more than 2 months. That's the next major capital we get. Ground reinforcement schedule, we have an Indian division, U.S. Cavalry Brigade, U.S. Division. That is tremendous assault value. Some base forces, Cavalry Division, Base Force, Indian Division, Construction Brigades, Marine Advanced Base Brigade. That's nice. Tanks, Marines, lots of support, combat engineers, and then 2 more U.S. divisions, Base Forces, 2nd Royal, Tank Brigade, Regiment. Seabees! 2 more months for the Seabees. And then it looks like we get some regularly, 1 every month. Okay, yeah. Things are looking good for ground reinforcement. Cool. How about we look by used? Got lots of support squads, US rifle squads, where we're using them pretty quickly. Combat engineers, we have tons. We're out of 37mm guns. Marine squads we've used a lot. New Zealand squads we've used some. We can afford to use more. Then with the Indian rifle squads, we've got a lot. We can afford to use more. Aviation support, engineers, the generics. Hard to imagine running out of the generics. 75mm, we're good. Light tank, M1917. We are using those pretty regularly. Dutch rifle squads. Now we're getting into stuff we haven't used too much of. I'm not too concerned. Yeah. So I'd say overall, so far as a review of the war effort, we're doing pretty well. Got our toehold on Formosa. We've taken back Don Island. Got Wake under siege. We're getting ready to assault additional islands. We're doing very good preparation on all of those. So there should be a pause in taking territory, but then we'll snap up a bunch all at once. Like we'll get the Bonin Islands, we'll get the Carolinas, I think they are. The Saipan area will probably be a little bit, so Truk will be a little bit. Kwajalein and Wake, somewhere in the midterm. And then Formosa, we'll take the southern end of it and lay siege to the northern end while we prepare. Depending on how many of their troops survive the southern assault. Which, since we have space for it, we want to try to surround it. Push them off into Pescadores. Possibly. No, that isn't connected. You can't just walk from there, Tainan to Pescadores. Surround them and then assault, so that really assault from here and then just set up blocking forces in case they try to retreat. And get ready for Taichu and Taipei. Taichu, yeah, that's going to be rough. Taipei shouldn't be too hard to take. Taichu is a major port though, but we can lay siege to it once we get control of the air. Not sure how much aviation is here. It'd be interesting to do some recon. But anyways, I just kind of wanted to go in depth on a request, look at some of that stuff. I know some of it was not requested, but I was looking at the whole screen. get a feel for where we're at in the war effort. So with that, thank you. I'll see you all next time. Take care.